In this video we are going to talk about top stores that closed due to COVID-19. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. The so-called retail apocalypse was not caused by COVID-19. According to Coresight Research, over 9,300 stores in the United States shuttered in 2019, up from over 5,800 the year before. According to CB Insights, a business analytics organization, the apocalypse will occur by at least 2015. The epidemic, on the other hand, has been its most destructive horseman. Following years of debt-fueled buyouts and consumer shifts away from shopping malls and toward online shopping, the mass shutdown of 2020 drove some of America's most renowned companies to the verge. The pandemic resulted in a slew of high-profile Chapter 11 cases, with traditional department shops and fashion retailers at the forefront. While bankruptcy does not always imply closure, the financial consequences from COVID-19 did result in the closure of a few legendary businesses, the shrinking of others, and the transition of others to an online-only model. Here are some of the most well-known bankruptcies to date, as well as the results of their reorganizations. Number 5. Ascena Retail, Lane Bryant and Taylor. Founded, 1962, as Dress Barn. Filed for bankruptcy, July 23, 2020. Faced with a $1 billion debt, the company behind some of the most well-known names in women's fashion liquidated all of its brands and shuttered most of its 2,800 locations as part of a Chapter 11 bankruptcy that was approved by the court in March. In December, an affiliate of private equity firm Sycamore Partners, which owns Belk, See Below, and numerous other well-known shops, purchased Ascena's biggest names, plus-size behemoth Lane Bryant and premium brands Ann Taylor, Loft, and Lou & Grey. Justice, a twin fashion chain, and Catherine's, a plus-size line, were sold earlier in 2020 and all of their locations were closed. Catherine's continues to operate online. Ascena filed for bankruptcy approximately 7 months after closing the last stores in its original line, Dress Barn, which is now only available online under new management. Number 4. Belk. Founded, 1888. Filed for bankruptcy, February 23, 2021. The venerable department store that bills itself as the home of modern, Southern style, only lasted a day in Chapter 11, emerging on February 24 with a restructuring plan approved by the court that delivers $225 million in fresh capital and reduces $450 million in debt. Belk's chief financial officer stated in a court declaration that the firm faced liquidation if the restructuring plan drawn out by the company's main owner, Sycamore Partners and key lenders were not implemented quickly. There were no employment losses as a result of the transaction, which kept all 291 Belk stores open in 16 southern and southeastern states. Belk was founded in Monroe, North Carolina, by brothers William Henry and John Belk, and developed to become the nation's biggest privately held department store chain. It remained in the Belk family until Sycamore's leveraged buyout in 2015, which left the firm severely in debt. According to court documents, the epidemic wreaked havoc on Belk's finances, requiring restructuring talks to begin in late 2020. Number 3. Brooks Brothers. Founded, 1818. Filed for bankruptcy, July 8, 2020. The brand that characterized the American style of dressing for success for years, particularly the American male executive approach, encountered severe headwinds when individuals dressed down for the job and ultimately stopped going altogether due to the pandemic. The country's oldest ready-to-wear clothes retailer had already decided not to reopen 20% of its around 250 U.S. stores that had gone dormant in March when it filed for Chapter 11, and it is set to close its 3 U.S. factories. Brooks Brothers said bankruptcy procedures would enable it ease an ongoing selling process while handling what has been an exceptionally trying era for all industries, especially retail, according to a post on its Facebook page. Brooks Brothers was approved for $325 million by a joint venture of mall developer Simon Property Group and brand management business Authentic Brands Group on August 17. At least 125 Brooks Brothers stores will remain operating under the new ownership. The Spark Group, a joint venture, has also purchased Lucky Brand, an insolvent jeans retailer. Number 2. Century 21 Stores. Founded, 1961. Filed for bankruptcy, September 10, 2020. Under Chapter 11 bankruptcy proceedings, the family-owned department store that pioneered off-price retail in downtown Manhattan closed all 13 of its largely New York City area sites, but recently announced comeback plans. Century 21, which billed itself as New York's best-kept secret, provided huge savings on designer clothing and accessories. The original store, which stood in the shadow of the World Trade Center, was unaffected by the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. However, Century 21 was unable to survive the epidemic, blaming its collapse on insurers' refusal to pay $175 million in claims it claimed it was entitled under business interruption plans. Century 21 stated in February that it would officially relaunch in 2021, with its first international store opening in Busan, South Korea. The store is expected to open in early summer, with further global expansion as well as the relaunch of the brand in New York and around the country to follow, according to the business. Number 1. GNC. Founded, 1935. Filed for bankruptcy, June 23, 2020. What began as a Pittsburgh health food store selling the then exotic specialty of yogurt 85 years ago has grown into a mall staple provider of vitamins, supplements, beauty and dietary items, with over 4,800 retail locations. As part of its Chapter 11 reorganization, the firm has closed almost 1,300 locations in the United States and Canada. GNC had previously closed several hundred locations in recent years due to the downturn of malls, but it had accrued significant debt. The corporation claims that the epidemic thwarted efforts to restructure the debt and position ourselves for long-term growth in a FAQ list for clients. GNC emerged from bankruptcy in October after a $770 million sale to its largest shareholder, Harbin Pharmaceutical Group of China. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.